I'm Miranda, and this is my speech presentation about me. It's called Any Old Bag Will Do. So I picked a box because I'm always moving. I was raised in Murfreesboro, and then I had to move to Eagleville. Then I moved from Eagleville back to Murfreesboro, and then I moved from Murfreesboro to Bell Buckle, and I'm actually in the middle of moving right now from Bell Buckle to Eagleville again. So that's why I picked this box. I'm always ready to pick up my stuff and go. I also plan on not staying in Tennessee forever, so that's just something about me, is I'm always ready to go. This is my first prop, so anyone who knows me knows about my animal obsession. I had so many pets. I've always had pets. There's never been a time in my life that I didn't have way too many pets for my own good. Every baby picture, I've either got toy animals in it, or there's an actual dog laying on me or a cat laying on me. So that has just been my entire life and my biggest passion. I was always playing with animal toys. Anytime I was watching TV, it was an animal documentary. When I was little, I would annoy people with saying random facts about animals. That's just always been me. And then I picked the eagle toy because one of my favorite memories in high school was going on a trip to Reelfoot Lake, and we spotted 83 wild eagles and actually got to see their nests and everything. And then something else, if anyone knows me, it's my obsession with Harry Potter. This is one of my Hermione wands, and it lights up and everything. I rewatch the movies and stuff at least twice a year. My desk is covered with Harry Potter stuff. My room's covered in Harry Potter stuff. I always wish that magic could be real and we could really transport to other places and stuff like that. So when I was little, that's something I would always fantasize about, and I would even have Harry Potter dreams. Something else I have is my Tennessee State Parks passport. I grew up hiking, jumping off cliffs, going to the lake, being in wilderness just in general. I grew up in the country, and my mom wouldn't find me, and she'd be like, well, I guess she's in the woods. So that was just something about me. I'm not one of those people who's nervous to go swim in that murky water that everyone else is grossed out about, and I'm not nervous to pick up random animals and catch fish and get dirty. And then my last prop about the past is a little toy owl. So I got my start with informal education at the Discovery Center, and then I was mentored by a biologist there, and she taught me most of the stuff that I really do know about animals. So even though I grew up learning about animals and stuff, she's what really taught me how to care for them, taught me how to keep track of their schedule and eating. She just pushed me out there one day to a public presentation and made me teach kids, even though I was always scared of public speaking. And that's really what got me my experience and put me in the path where I wanted to be as far as a career. So my present, this is a picture of me and my best friend with a ball python from the Discovery Center. So I don't keep in touch with a whole lot of my family, so my friends are my family. All the people I've met along the way that are there for me are who I've made my family. She's been my best friend for going on 8 years, and I spend most of my time with her. She's the one who's helping me move right now. And then another very important aspect of my life, and a lot of people say this is one of the best parts about my life, is this job. So my coworkers right now are actually my audience. This is my name tag. I'm a program specialist for Smyrna Parks and Rec, and I work with senior citizens, preschoolers, homeschoolers, just public in general. I can choose to make programs about whatever I want, but if you could take a guess, it's always about animals. So I have developed a bunch of random animal programs, and then you're about to meet my first ever program animal of my own. This is Neptune. So Neptune is a corn snake, and he is the friendliest snake I've ever been around. He lets kids hold him, touch him, he'll climb all over him, he'll eat in front of them. He's not shy at all. So we are best buddies. He's in front of my desk, and he climbs around in my office, and he's one of my favorite parts about coming to work every day, is getting to see what he's doing and keeping track of his feeding schedule and when he sheds and stuff. I hand him off to Patrick. So that's my present, is always just writing stuff about animals, and I love to teach kids about them. Something else that's important about me the past few years, I have tried to overcome all of my fears. So one of my audience members is really uncomfortable right now because I've got these critters in here. But this is Antares. Antares is a whip scorpion, or vinegaroon. I'll show the camera him. He is an arachnid, so I've always been scared of even looking at pictures of arachnids. I've almost fainted once from accidentally looking at one. So that's something I've worked to overcome, is my fear of arachnids, and I actually wrote a program about spiders and held my first tarantula a few weeks ago. So that's something that I've been working on coming into my adulthood, is getting rid of all my fears. And then something else about me is I'm a photographer. So this is a cup, but it represents the camera lens. I'm always taking pictures of people. Eventually I want to be a wildlife photographer as well. And then something else, I spend most of my time in school. This is a biology lab book. I'm a biology major, and I'm always balancing work and school, and that's something I'm working towards so that I can better my career, my future. Let's see. And so the last thing about my present is my kombucha bottle. This is fermented tea leaves. Everyone's always making fun of my kale and all the healthy things I eat. No one wants to try my drinks because I'm always trying to stay healthy, because I'm trying to balance work and school and friends and family and stuff. So in order to be able to work all those things out and have time for them, I've got to be healthy. And then now, my future. So the number one thing is money. I've always been stressed about money and budgeting. I've always had to do it on my own. So I want to be able to have the money in the future to not be so stressed and having to budget all the time. I also want to be able to move. This is a cup of sand. I want to move where it's warm. I hate winter. So I want to move towards the coast somewhere where it's warm all the time, so that I could also work with marine life and land animals. And then last but not least is my buddy here named Draco. So he is a bearded dragon. I've had him for a few years now. He's just here to represent the animals that I want to work with in the future. So animals have been my past, present, and future, and what I'm passionate about. And that's what I want my future to be, is teaching people about them. So thank you for listening. That's all.
Yay. Good.